So we start back with the reunion part one. Let's see how they did, y'all. So we start off with talking about some wigs. And they're talking about how the ladies' hair has changed throughout the season. So they've been on, I believe, 5 seasons. So they go through and they do a photo montage of everybody's hair, y'all. How it looked first season, second season, all like different wigs and weaves and extensions and all that. So I think they came out with they decided that Ashley was the one that had the most versatile hairstyles, the most versatile, and she does because she changes up the color. She goes from blonde to dark to brown, chestnut brown, so she does switch it up a lot. Then they went to Giselle's style or lack thereof, and the emphasis is on what lack thereof. And so Giselle was sitting there looking like her feelings was hurt. But all the girls pretty much agreed that Giselle is beautiful. They're like, oh, she's so gorgeous. She doesn't have to try. She's this, that, and the third. Oh, she the bomb. She this, she that. She don't have to put on no makeup, but she can't dress. Isn't that a backhanded compliment? So anyway, she was like, I'll take that. Y'all seeing how flawless I am? I'll take that. So Andy's so shady. He gonna ask Robin, who's of course Giselle's good Judy. He gonna ask her what she think, and Robin's all, what do you call it? Very diplomatic, and she says, I will say this: Giselle makes bold fashion choices that I would not make. So, in other words, she was saying, that's my girl, but she can't dress. And she knew how to say it, like, in the right way to not hurt Giselle's feelings. But I think Giselle's feelings was already hurt. But she kept saying, oh, y'all think I'm so beautiful, I'll take that. So she kept trying to cover it up by saying she was happy that they said that she was fine. Now, they said she was bad, but she tacky. So you got to think, what kind of compliment is that? Then they were talking about Wendy and her 4 degrees and how she won't stop talking about her degrees all the time. And then they went on to something about how Karen was trying to get Wendy fired off the show. Did y'all see that? Something about how Karen was said that she was on the board with Wendy on one of these universities or colleges or something, and said that she wasn't impressed by her at all, right? And so Giselle and Robin was pouring this tea, and they said that Karen even said something about Wendy's not Potomac, like she's just not Potomac. Like, what's that supposed to mean? And I thought they was gonna get into the colorism thing right there, by oh, she's not Potomac. Okay, so what does that mean? She not light like Karen or Giselle or Robin? But instead, Wendy was saying that Karen felt a certain way. She felt some type of way because Wendy coming on the show, being brand new to the show, didn't like say, well, I want you, Karen, to mentor me, and she didn't like pick Karen like to be her leader or her mentor or her mother hen or whatever you want to call it. So Wendy played it like, oh, Karen just she had a problem getting along with me because I didn't ask her to lead me through the hills of Potomac. So she played it like that. But I legit thought they was going to say something about colorism because Wendy is a beautiful chocolate, and Karen and the rest of them, Karen and Robin and Giselle, are light skinned. So I thought that's where they were taking it. So Karen was like, oh, yes, I did feel that way at first, but we're cool now. She said something like that. She didn't say, oh, it's not true. I didn't say that Wendy is not Potomac. She never said that was a lie, y'all. All she said was something like, well, I admit I had a problem getting along with Wendy at first, but I accept her now, or I like her now, or something along those lines. So I thought Karen was going to say it wasn't true, but evidently it was. So Wendy said that it had to do with the mentoring thing because both Candace and Ashley, if y'all notice, when they came, when the show first started, they came on the show, whatever, they were like, oh, Karen, lead us and guide us. Karen, you the bomb. We want to be like you, Karen. We want you to, you the grand dame of Potomac. So we want you to, show us around, show us the ropes or whatever. And of course, Wendy, she's strong and self-possessed. She wasn't going to be bound down to Karen like that. And then they went on to talk about how Giselle warmed up to Wendy. Giselle and Wendy were cool from the jump. So they were like, Giselle, you usually take so long to warm up to somebody. You take so long to kind of get cool with somebody. how you and Wendy got so cool so fast. So Giselle was like, oh, because, we were friends. We knew each other before the show. And when, Wendy and I were cool before the show. Wendy knows Jamal. And of course, she said that, they're sorors. So they're members of my sorority. I'm also an AKA, so I enjoyed that part. I'm also an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman. So I was like, okay, go ahead now. So Andy was like, well, we're very proud that we have an AKA in the White House. So they took a moment to give props to Sarah Kamala Harris and for being vice president, the first female vice president, y'all, and also being an AKA. So that was nice. And Andy was like, he took a moment to say, wasn't that a great moment? Wasn't that a wonderful moment when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris won, and we're so proud of them. So that was real cool, and everybody agreed that that was a wonderful moment and a historical moment, right? A moment in history. And so they were talking about that, and Robin, I think, or was it Giselle? One of them was like, yeah, and Sarah, it must have been Giselle, said Sarah came out to Mary J. Blige. So she cool, she down to earth. So they took a moment to give props to Sarah Kamala. I like that right there. And so Giselle and Wendy are both AKAs, so they have that little bond right there. So that's the reason, one of them, why Giselle like welcome Wendy in with open arms. But we got to get to the get down. Did y'all see how Monique came in there with that binder? Yo, binder like 3-ring binder like we had in high school and had the little tabs on it. Did y'all see that? Y'all, Monique came for Giselle's jugular. Do you see that? And see, at first I was like, nah, Monique, girl, you didn't have to do all that. At first, that's where I was coming. But I'm like, Giselle should have had something to come back with. Like okay, Monique came up with the thing about the text messages from Jamal's girlfriend in Atlanta. Allegedly, Jamal is dating another pastor. Jamal is a pastor. Allegedly, he dating another pastor in Atlanta. And the girl got pictures of Jamal all over her Instagram, all over. In the bed, at the park, at the mall, at the movies, wherever. And so it's like, it's supposed to be like word on the curb is that he's dating this pastor openly and proudly. As Karen can say, is he not proud of you? He's dating this pastor proudly in Atlanta and just pretending that he's dating Giselle so she can have a storyline for the show. So that's the tea that Monique was pouring. Monique pulled out these text messages that allegedly were between Jamal and the girlfriend in Atlanta. So she's reading the text off. She reading, y'all. And so Giselle was like, I don't believe one thing. These texts could be, made up for all I know. These could be fake receipts. So Monique gonna come back with what is his number, da 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 da, blaza blaza blaza. Giselle pauses y'all for a moment, and then she will come back with, yeah, that's his number. Now y'all look, if she didn't do anything at all, if she didn't have nothing to come back with, all she had to say was that wasn't his number. I'm gonna tell you now, even if it is his number, she should have lied and said no, it is not. I'm telling you that was like that was bad right there. And then Monique kept going. Robin was like, well, what do Robin trying to take up for her good Judy Giselle. Robin is like, Monique, what are you trying to accomplish by bringing out all this? The binder, the notebook, pouring the tea. What are you trying to accomplish? Y'all, Monique just kept going. Monique did not even answer Robin's question. She just kept going through her little binder with all this tea. So the main thing is that Jamal allowed her to have a storyline, but he's really dating this girl in Atlanta who's also a pastor. And the girl allegedly has pictures all over Instagram. So if we want to go and check, we can go see. We just got to know the girl's name on Instagram. So Giselle didn't have nothing for her. She was just sitting there. And then the bad part, like the worst part about it was Giselle didn't have nothing for her. Like she should have had some type of comeback if she didn't say, well, that's not his number, or we working on it, we taking some time off or something. So then I think Ashley was like, Well, is he coming? Is he coming this year? Because Monique was like, Giselle, you sitting up here every year on the reunion, and you got a different man sitting behind you. That's what she said. Every year it's a different man. What's up with that? Like she was dragging Giselle for filth. She went for the jugular, y'all. It was bad. And Giselle just like she just sat there like a deer in the headlights. She didn't have nothing for her. She had nothing for it. It was a dragging for the ages, y'all. And so I think after that, after the comment about the different dudes, the different guys sitting behind her at the reunion every year, it might have been Ashley was like, well, is Jamal coming this year? And you know Giselle gonna talk about no. And Ashley said, I think it was Ashley. Ashley goes, of course not. One of them said, of course not. And it was so bad, y'all. Giselle had nothing, like, number one, you know how the reunions are. All of us watch the reunions. All of us who love the Housewives franchise, Bravo Housewives franchise, we know how the reunion is. And so we know people pouring tea, people reading, people shading, people dragging. Giselle should have had something. If not, just lie. Say, no, that's not his number. Say, no, I know for a fact he don't have no girlfriend because he's always with me. Or say, he's always on Zoom with me. He's always on Skype. He's always on FaceTime. Have something. Y'all, Giselle sat there and just, So hopefully next week, Giselle will have something besides just sitting there and looking because that was bad. And the thing about it is, like, maybe it is an agreement. Maybe Giselle and Jamal agreed, look, help me out with this. I need a storyline to stay on the show. Let's pretend we're together. Let's do this. Maybe they did agree on it, but you can't let nobody know you agreed on it. You see what I'm saying? You got to be like, yeah, we dating. This just a facade, right? This just an act. But you got to play that thing out. So all she had to do was say, Jamal, look, since we're playing this little role that we're together, don't be taking pictures. Don't be seen. Don't be on social media with other women until the season is over. Like I got a good friend that says, stay true to the bit. If you playing it, you playing that game, play the game all the way out. Play it all the way, not halfway, but all the way. So I don't know, y'all. Giselle, my girl got to come back strong on part two. Let's put it like that, because this part one, Monique dragged her for Phil. And from the previews, y'all, next week she got some more in that little binder. She looks like she has some stuff on there. She got some more stuff on there about Jamal. She got some more stuff on there. She got some stuff in that binder about Michael. Some video with Michael doing something that, well, y'all will see. But anyway, Monique in that binder. And then, like, I think it was on Instagram, they did a close up of the tabs. She got a little tab for everybody. She got a tab. She got one for Candace, for Robin, Karen, and then when it come to the tab with the T on Giselle, the name she got for Giselle, she got everybody's name on there, right? Candace, Robin, um, Karen, right? Wendy, she got people's names. When it comes to Giselle, she got on there the last lady. You get it? Not the first lady. Because she not the first because Jamal messing with other women, right? Allegedly. So she got on there some last lady. I saw that, y'all. I was like, that'll make no type of sense. But anyway, the first part of the union was not a letdown at all. It was very much attention getting and attention keeping. I just wish that Real Housewives of Atlanta would learn from Potomac and get some excitement because y'all are legit boring this season. I have to struggle to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. They need to bring Nene back for real. For real, for real. But anyway, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this recap review of Real Housewives of Potomac Reunion Part 1. If you liked it, hit the like button. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And I'll check y'all next week with Part 2 of the reunion. All right, y'all. Check y'all later.